I low-key do think it would be kind of funny if I move cities just to get a faster PR. You're allowed to do that. Like, it's nothing wrong with it. And my job's fully remote anyway, so like, theoretically there's no problem. But that is really fucking funny. Oh man, why'd you move to Osaka? Yeah, I just liked it more. You know, the scenery or whatever. Yeah, I emailed a couple immigration lawyers. We'll see what they'll say. We'll see. We'll go from there. Hopefully, I can get it all sorted out relatively quickly. It's still gonna take like a long time for me to get PR, but it's a lot faster than I thought it was. I thought I was gonna have to be here for like 10 years or something. I still think realistically, as dumb as it sounds, my most realistic path is probably either business manager visa or what's the other one? Or I get like picked up by a talent agency. But we're so far away from that. I'm not really worried about it at the moment. I'm not concerned at all. I like my job. So there you go. What's up, Yanis? Hello. I was gonna work on the mobile game today, but I kind of feel like working on the Roblox game. But I might switch halfway. I don't really. I'm kind of tired, so I'm not sure I'm gonna get like a ton of work done. But I'm kind of torn on which game I want to work on right now. The mobile game is coming along like really, really well, but I'm kind of waiting on some stuff for it, and also I kind of want to work on the Roblox game because I got a lot of good ideas from people commenting stuff. I want to like basically change how the entire game works. So, I don't know. You're 10 today? You're a 10 today, or you are like at 10? Because if you're 10, I don't think you should have a YouTube account. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. I'm not an expert in YouTube law, but yeah, I think I'm gonna start with the Roblox game because I kind of want to work on that right now, and then if it goes well, maybe we do the mobile game. I don't know. Don't say your age on the internet. Very wise words on that one. Roblox. What's up, Matthew? Welcome in. Also, Shablunky, Regenki, Cobalt Sterling, Leviathan. How's everybody doing? How are y'all? Yeah, I want to work on the Roblox game because what I want to do is I want to make a change to how basically the entire function of the game works. So currently, the way that the game works is like we have these like dropper models, and they'll drop cubes and they'll go down this conveyor belt, right? And they'll go to this dropper. I want you to be able to make your own like paths. So like instead of imagine like this big conveyor belt line, what if you could build your own conveyor belt? And like you could make like this, and then like maybe it turns and goes this way into a different machine or whatever. Kind of like Satisfactory a little bit. I think that'd be more fun. But the problem with that is I have to make it. I don't know how to make a conveyor belt, like at all. Especially not in Roblox Studio. I could probably do one in Godot pretty quickly, but I don't really know how to do one in Roblox Studio. Specifically, I don't know how to do the logic of like moving it, because these conveyor belts are easy, right? They just have like a thing on them that basically says if there's a cube on top of you, move to the right, or like move down the conveyor belt. That's pretty easy. These kind of conveyor belts, though, we're gonna need code that basically knows if it's connected to a conveyor belt near it, and then can move the thing like that. It's a little bit more tricky, but I think we can figure it out. I'd give it a shot. Please add a bomb. Also, hello. And add the color blue. The color blue is coming. I think the way that the game's going to work is you'll have 3 droppers you can buy, and they'll be the 3 primary colors. And then you can do like the combining and stuff for the mixer to like get them to actually combine. But I think I want to have like a couple different, like I want to have like a dropper input and then actual conveyor belts to go on, and then like it goes from the conveyor belt into the machine. So you can build your own like factory basically. I think that'll be a little bit more fun than the way it currently is, because I can show you what it currently looks like. It currently looks like nothing. So if we go over here, we can go like this, and we can say play here. You can see like right now we basically have this giant gray cube, and if you click this, it spawns in like the mixer machine for you. But I want to make it so like you could make this machine. So we're gonna like separate out this like dropper model, separate out these conveyor belts and everything, and then you can actually make your own machine. I think that's a little bit more fun. But like I said, I'm a long ways away from being able to do something like that. Luckily, the next upgrade is only adding a tower, which is not actually much work on my part. It's actually mostly the modeler that I'm working with, so I actually don't have to do very much for this. Yeah, what's up, Coverall? What's this kid game you're working on? I'm basically making Satisfactory, but for colors. I'm making a color Tycoon game. I'm pretty excited about it. And it has gambling. Look at that. You can roll more colorful colors. So basically, in order to do this, we need quite a few things. So first of all, we need the input. We need the we need an input thing, we need an output thing, and then we need conveyor belt and conveyor belt logic to actually connect all this stuff up. So I'm gonna open up the Obsidian so we can keep track of everything we actually need to work on. And then we can make a big list, and then we can start doing all this. Oh, this is my to-do list for getting the last video out. That's kind of funny. This is my week 3 release. I'm gonna make a new to-do list then. This will be release 4. To-do list. Like this. Have you already made the color list? I made only one. I made one for orange. So if you look for the color rarities, I went and found some colors that you can use for these, but I'm gonna have a different one for each color, I think, for sure. Legendary Rainbow Cube. I was thinking of so we're gonna have the primary colors, but yeah, maybe there's something yeah, something like maybe a black cube that's all of the colors if you can combine all the colors, and that's pretty rare. Or I was thinking of doing color mixing too. So if you beat the regular primary colors version of the game, you can get to the light, you can get to subtractive colors. You can start making light cubes, and you'll have magenta, cyan, and yellow or whatever. And then you can do negative colors as well. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. Something which is not done enough in Tycoon games is free build. I agree. Although the Tycoon games are just press a button and wait. I completely agree. So that's why I want to change it to be able to set up your own custom building. I think that'd be a lot more fun. Still think HSV is better than RGB. We can do both, and then you can have an HSV droppers as well, or mixers as well. So that's actually kind of cool. Can I suggest the green color list? You could suggest a color for sure. Yeah. Just give me the hex code. Yeah. If you're going to do things to change the direction of the conveyors, you'll also need turning conveyors. You can make a simple menu with a better conveyor types, turning conveyor types, and a theme for the conveyors you can change. That'd be cool too. I think since you're unlocking colors anyways, you should at some point be able to dye the conveyor belt color. So I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna add that to release 4 to-do list, even though I don't think it's gonna make it. Customization of components with unlocked colors. One other thing that I want to have is a color board. What I mean by the color board is I want to have something at the front of your base that shows you all the colors that you've unlocked so far. That way, if someone comes and looks at your plot, they can see ooh, what rarity colors have you unlocked so far? But I don't think that's going to be added for a while either. But yeah, I want to do. How would you describe this? I want to do rebuilding. So we're going to need a dropper input build. We're going to need conveyor belts. We're going to need a straight piece and a curved piece. We also need the conveyor logic. Conveyor logic. And this is going to be broken down into a couple things. One will be neighbor hookup. That's neighbor detection, I guess, maybe, or something like this. Something like this. Neighbors protect? Yeah. Wait, just process what you said 20 minutes ago. Are you applying for a PR already? Yeah, it turns out, Leviathan, I can. I can apply for PR this December. I can apply for PR in literally 2 months. Which is kind of crazy. I didn't know that. Wait, what? How? So I have enough points through the HSP visa that I could have gotten an HSP visa. And HSP has 2 tiers for the visa. So they have a 70. So HSP is the highly skilled person visa. They have a 70-point minimum requirement, which is do you have a college degree? What's your salary? How old are you? And they also have an 80 minimum requirement. If you get the 71, you can apply for PR in 3 years. I have 85 points. This one, you only have to wait 1 year. So I can apply for PR in December. Now, unfortunately, you have to apply for PR in whatever like area of Japan you're located. And since I live in Tokyo, I have to apply to Tokyo. The problem is Tokyo has a massive PR backlog, and it would take about 1.5 years to process my thing if I even get accepted. And there's a high chance I won't, because they'll just reject you for like any reason at all. So what I think I'm going to do is next year around like March, I'm going to move to Osaka, and then I'm going to apply in Osaka. And if I apply there, it's only 4 months. And since my job's remote, like I can just pick up and leave. That's a new plan, and then I'll have PR. Hopefully. We'll see. I'm going to talk to a lawyer still. That's so smart. I feel like it's a little cheaty, honestly, but it's like I'm playing within the rules. So it's not that big of a deal, right? Yeah, I'm excited. I didn't realize I was that close. I could have just applied the whole time. Sick as fuck, living the dream. Well, let me get it first. Then we'll talk. Maybe white and black cubes, which are valueless on their own, but can change the brightness of other cubes, which can make them more valuable. Oh, that's an interesting idea. I like that a lot. Like modifier cubes. Because I think one of the problems I'm having with this game is like, you can't just traditionally upgrade stuff, right? It doesn't really make any sense with like rolling different colors to just say like, you upgraded your cube into 2 cubes. Like there's not a whole lot of like ways to make it better. So I'm trying to like fix that design problem, but I haven't really figured it out yet. I'm gonna make a new thing for call this color suggestions, and I'm gonna say forest 7828 mint. I'm gonna say 80FF8C, and then lime, and these are for green. I take it 8CF000. We're making Gambit merges again. Yeah, what's with all my games being about merging, huh? That's interesting. Interesting. Okay, so I think the easiest way to do this is I'm going to just like this. I'm just gonna make a part. Okay, this is now the dropper conveyor hookup. So I'm gonna like scale it real quick. I feel like I'm finally learning this engine, by the way, and it feels really nice. Something like this, and then it needs a conveyor in front. So this will take up 3x3 and then have a conveyor up here. If you get PR, can't you like go anywhere after that? I mean, I can go anywhere in Japan right now, but if I have PR, then like I don't depend on my job for my visa, which is nice. But hey, Blinker, welcome to the YouTube side of things. So we're gonna do something like this, and then we also need a conveyor belt here. So I'm just gonna do something like this, and then we can put the walls on there as well. And this will sort of act as a conveyor input for our blocks. And then to give my modeler something to work with, I'm going to put another part here and just call this like the modeling piece. Something like this. So this will be, when you're playing the game, this will be how you like get new cubes into the game world, is some object that looks like this. This then has an output, and it needs to, if it's hooked up to nothing, it won't output anything. If it sees that there's exactly like one conveyor piece in front of it, so something like this, then it knows that it can hook up to that piece, and then it can produce an item, and that item should be pushed onto this conveyor belt. So there's a lot of stuff we need to do to be able to do that, but that's the general idea. Lavender, that's a good one too. Just to make sure I curb infinite suggestions happening, I may make it like a redeem on Twitch or YouTube to suggest a color. Otherwise, I think people would just hear and recommend colors all day, which is fine too. There's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, so something like this. So first things first, I'm going to group this as a model. It's off center. Oh, is it a little bit? Oh yeah, it is. Just a little, just a hair. I mean, it doesn't matter too much. None of this is the final model because, like I said, I'm working with a modeler and they'll hook me up with lots of better stuff. But oh, one other thing I didn't think of is like, how do you get the object to move on the conveyor belt? Because it's a 3D object. It's not like a sprite. You actually have to move, like apply a force to the object. And the force has to be smooth too. I didn't think about that. I don't know how to do that actually in 3D. I know how to do it in 2D, but I don't know how to do it like a physics object. I mean, you can apply a force to it, obviously, or you could manually set the C-frame every tick. That's probably what you do, I guess. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to give it momentum, because what if it could like spill off the thing? Day 2 of asking to add cheese to your Roblox game? I don't care how it's added. There's a chance. There you go. There. Over in the debug area, there's some cheese for you. Doesn't Roblox have a pre-made for that? Also, yeah, just apply force in the direction based on conveyor rotation. My thing with applying force is like, that's how these ones work, and they're all fine and good, but like, if you're applying a force, okay, so basically like each conveyor belt will have an inventory of 1. And if it has nothing to push that thing towards, it should stop on the conveyor belt. So like, if this is my conveyor belt, I'm just gonna make it like this for now, and I have an object on a previous conveyor belt, what I want to happen in game is that this smoothly goes da, 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 and then stops if there's not something here, right? And so I can't just say apply a force, because this won't drop in the center. This will then need to have an equal force like applied backwards to it when it gets to the center of the thing, and like that's weird. What I would rather do is, instead of using the physics engine, I can just update the C-frame with the tick. So I say, if this is movable, then move its C-frame by tick times C-frame times momentum or whatever every frame until it gets to the center point, and then take a max between this and the center point. So I would rather move it myself if I don't need the physics engine, and I don't think I do. But that's the way I think I would rather do it. It loses the advantage of like just being able to apply a force directly, but I think this is better. Because that way I don't have the problem of it like going too far or something like that. Yep. Yeah. So a system more like Minecraft, you probably want a conveyor end property for some items, and then the algorithm goes from that end. If it's not empty, then skips the belt. If it is empty, then moves all objects 1 belt forward. Yeah, something like that. And I know the way Factorio does it is basically, if you have a conveyor belt like this from one machine to another machine, Factorio basically takes this whole thing and turns it into 1 belt. So even though it's made up of like all these tiny slices, the game actually collapses this. Like each long belt in Factorio is actually 1 belt. If I remember correctly, the rarest color is Tyrian purple or something. I think for a while, like blue and purple were pretty rare just because of dyeing properties. Well, I still can't amethyst. You've been cut off from color suggestions. No hate, no hate. I like your first 3 though. I like amethyst too, to be honest, but I have to think about which ones I want to do specifically. It's gonna depend on which colors we're merging, and I think there'll be like, we can have different properties too. Like maybe there's like a gem cube, and then you can combine like gem cubes together to get like more gem colors. I'm not actually sure yet. Purple's actually the most expensive naturally made color, which is why it does not appear on flags. Oh, you too watch CGP Grey, huh? Yeah, what's up, Sonic? Welcome in. So yeah, something like this. So, okay, so then we need a part that's going to act as our like little cube. So I need to scale this, and I need this to go like in the center like that. So oops. This is essentially what the new version of the game is going to look like. And then this will be able to move around like that. Also, what's up, Druva? I recognize it's Keshevox, right? I recognize the name. I had a really small chance for a cheese cube to spawn. Now you're getting to mechanical stuff. You'll have to win a comment vote for that one, Traveler. Something like this. Okay, so first things first, this should spawn... No, first things first is these two things need to talk to each other. So I guess even before we get to that, what I should do is group these as a model. This model. And I will call this a conveyor. And this says conveyor straight piece model. Is piece I-E or E-I? Bet. How do you spell piece? It's P-I-E-C-E. P-I-E-C-E. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay. So something like this. Okay, so now we can attach a script. Today we might be hitting chat Jippity a little bit for some of the code to help today, but we'll see how far I can get on my own. Okay, so local conveyor model equals script dot script.parent like that. So what do I actually need to do here? Add random events. I do like random events. I don't exactly know what random events we would do yet, but I do like them. This basically needs something that says like, it's gonna have local next conveyor model, or like hooked up conveyor model next something. I don't really know what you would call this. Next conveyor belt? Next conveyor maybe? Next input? Because this is gonna handle the object for both if there's a conveyor belt next to it and also if it's hooked up to like a model. So like, I guess local output entity, be something like that. Output entity, maybe output model. I think output model is the way to do it. Hydrate, thank you. Oh, by the way, the next stream might be in like 12 hours. I might start streaming in the morning. I have this really weird problem with my life right now where I have to be awake at fuck-ass AM, so I might just stream during that time. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I have to be awake at like 4 AM tomorrow. I might just fire up the stream and work on games more, who knows? Seems fun. Why? I'm so glad you asked. You see, what's the best way to illustrate this? Oh, I know what it is. Tokyo wet bulb global temperature. I've run into a problem where the city that I live in wants to kill me. Okay, do you see this graph? This is how hot it is outside. And by how hot it is outside, I mean, this is how hot the wet bulb global temperature is. In other words, this is how the degree to which you can cool down in the city currently. Do you see this red line that says danger? If you go outside and exercise during this time, I'm pretty sure you just die. Or something like that. So normally I get up at about 7 AM to go for a run, but I went outside this morning and I could not handle it. It was too hot. So what I'm gonna do is get up with the sun at 4 AM, go for my run here, and then I can go back to sleep after for 3 more hours. This is temp and C or something arbitrary. This is Celsius, yeah. This is a wet bulb global temperature in Celsius. And I want to like make it clear that this is not what the outside temperature is. Celsius. Because if you look at the actual temperature that it is today and tomorrow, it's like 35, 36 degrees Celsius outside. It was 36 degrees Celsius this morning. So like, this is already bad, but it's also 36 Celsius out. It's just insane. Every 30 minutes, the whole server does a minigame for Mario Party. Why is it so hot over there? I don't know, man. Do you have to speak Japanese at my job? I do. I speak it every day. I'm not very good at it still, which is crazy, but... so yeah, output model, we're not going to have this when we spawn in. We're going to do this on place. We can look forward and we need some sort of like system that holds all of the conveyor belts. We need some sort of system that actually holds like everything in this game, or I guess it'll be like conveyor inputs and outputs. When you place this down, otherwise it won't know like what it means to look to the right or left. So I guess we need like a grid system that you can place all of these on, which makes sense because the grid will give us like absolute positioning for everything anyways. Yeah, what's up, Bomf? Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's hot. So I can't go for a run. And so I'm going to start getting up at 4 AM so I can go run and then going back to sleep at like 6 AM or 6:30 or maybe 7 AM. But today was my running day, so I can't run tomorrow because tomorrow I'm rock climbing. So I have to get up to like maintain the sleep schedule. I'll just have to get up at 4 AM tomorrow and then just like be awake for 3 hours. So my body can get used to waking up at that time. It's very interesting, the life I'm living here. But hopefully I can get a good run in and then everything will be better. Okay, so output model, what we need actually before we get to any of this is, well, one, to sort our models out. Holy. Actually, I might sort these out real quick. Let me see. Is this all like one? What is this model? Can I like jump to where this is real quick? These are all like my debug model. I'm gonna make a new thing for the debug models. Insert folder, so I can keep my workspace a little clean. I'm gonna call this debug. Name debug models, or not debug. They're like dev models, I guess. Dev models, and I can just put all of this stuff into the dev. Cool. That should clean up my space quite a bit, and it did very much so. Okay, cool. Here, notice this where to look if you have conveyor end, since it just looks at the point where it enters, and if it finds another conveyor end, that means that it's where it starts. Yeah, you should just be able to like look in the grid system where your output should be, is my assumption. You can just hash. Honestly, yeah, you just hash wherever your output's supposed to be. So if this is like 0, 0, this should be like 1, 0 or something. And then you just check to see if there's a thing there. And if not, you're the end of the conveyor belt. Congratulations. Love the vibe here, so I'm leaving a sub. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. Average temperature in your city was 41 degrees. I would just die. That's the end of me, dude. I'm not coming back from that. That's insane. Okay, so this is all the dev stuff. What's this? That's the map. I can't mess with that. What's this? Oh, this is I'm putting this in the dev models. What's this? That's another dev model, so I don't need this right now. I might actually delete this stuff because I don't really need it at the moment. I could throw it in like server, whatever. That's the base plate of the world. Don't delete that. That's really bad if you delete that. And then this is like some other thing I'll group together as a model. I'll just group it now. Actually, yeah, group as model. This will be the dropper. Rename dropper model like that. Okay, cool. So we need some sort of big grid. So I'm gonna add. Well, it can't be a part. T3 asking for spam ton. You want to be a big shot? Is that what's going on here? We're far from over, my friend. You're doing a great job out of it. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. The cheese army. Don't worry, I've got you. Hey, what's up, Rafty? Welcome in. Yeah, so let's see. Let's see. I need something to act as the grid. I think the best thing to act as the grid would be the big base plate that spawns, because then it'll have like a relative yeah, the Tycoon plot template. So if I can drag one of these out, I think. Maybe I have to clone it, copy, and I can paste into. Yeah, so this is our big like thing. The thing about this too is I think this should all still be hooked up if I walk over to this and hit E. It is, okay, perfect, that's awesome. There we go. It's actually working. Okay, so this then will act as our like base for our grid. This Tycoon plot template. So it actually has the plot part here. This is the, wait. Oh yeah, just this part is what I want. This will act as our grid. So the Tycoon plot has in it a grid. So I'm gonna add a script here to act as our grid. I'm gonna say script like this, and then we can say local, I'm gonna rename this Tycoon plot like that. So we can say local Tycoon plot part equals script.parent. So we have a reference up to our dude. So that works for our grid. The thing is, I don't know what the size of this is. I'm gonna make sure it like lines up on the corners. Everything else is gonna be 1 by 1, or like 1 square. Oh, it's so close, but it doesn't quite line up. That's annoying. It's literally by like 1. I think I can just clip it over by 1. I dare you to not do anything. Don't worry, that's what I do professionally. I'm gonna scale this by 1. That should be good. Should be good. That looks good. Does this look good? Oh no, dude, it's like off by a little bit. How do I bump this by literally just like 1 little pixel here? That maybe? I'm just scaling the whole model. I just want the 1 part. That's probably what I'm doing. Dude, why does it take the whole thing with it? That's so weird. Is that right? Oh, it's like slightly off now. What the heck? Why has it done that? Okay, now this is lined up perfectly. Are the other ones like all slightly off? What's the top comment for the day? For today? Top comment for today is to add a tower, but that's actually more of a modeling side thing, so not me. What's the green thing in the distance? That's where like the game actually occurs. It, like over here is where the actual like game spawns, but we're working over here today because this is like my little debug area, or like my little dev area. Zoop. Okay, cool. This is all lining up now and it's all good to go. So, this is now our grid. I almost want to add a different part to be the grid. Because like this being that, like this having the parent being this is fine, but like this has other stuff in it and I don't want to, I think it's okay. All right, so what is the actual size of this grid then? Surely I can just do math real quick, right? Will you tell me what it is? It's the size of this thing? Position, orientation. Nothing for size, huh? We can just do it by hand. 176, huh? By 184. That seems really like, that seems wrong. 184.297. Didn't it just be like 184 flat? Whatever. Is it like slightly off here? I've decided that I don't care enough. So it's 176 by 184, and you divide that by 4. So it's 186 divided by 4 is... That seems wrong. Wait. You're 1 by 1, right? You this little nerd? Yeah, this is 1 by 1. So how do I have an uneven amount of grids? Doesn't make sense to me. Wait. Yeah, okay, so if I do this, and then I should just be able to say, oops. If I scale this? It's 176, right? Yeah, 176. How does 176 not divide by 4? Oh, it does, I just didn't type it in right. I see. I see. Flying Doritos come at you every 5 minutes? They give you a 10% cash boost. Copyright lawyers won't be happy with that one. Huge amount we can work with a little bit. Let's go shopping instead. I maybe missed part of that conversation, but I agree with your sentiment. Most Tycoon games is just waiting for the game and just sit in the cache. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to make like this one. You can customize it, but it's going a little interestingly. All right, so it's 44 vertical. Vertical 44. And then what's the horizontal for this? Grab this guy, rotate it. It should just be the same as this, right? Yeah, so it's this one. Okay, this is where I got confused. I think it's 184 divided by 4? Yeah, 46. So it's horizontal is 46, like that. Right? Is that right? This is if this is vertical, this is horizontal, so this should be like 184-ish. Nope, I have it backwards. This is 176. And then the wait, what? And then this way is what? They're both 176? That doesn't make any sense, game. I think I don't understand how this like thing works at all. What if I just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31, 5, 36, 7, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. Okay, so it is 44 wide. I don't... They're like measurement things are confusing me. That means this has to be 44. Okay. Okay, everything's fine. Everything's fine. We're gonna maximal mode? Nope. I don't know what maximal mode does yet. I just know that I added it. Don't know the specifics quite yet, but we'll get there. This? Okay, cool. Okay, how do you make an array in Lua? I don't actually know how to do that. How to make an array in Lua. It's like this. Wait, no, I need array of size. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. How to make a 2D array of size. Lua doesn't have a built-in array type. You build it by nesting. Interesting. So you do something like this. Local array. And then you make an array in the array. Okay, that makes sense. I'm gonna have my syntax up, but other than that. Function populate initial grid. So we're gonna do something like this. Equal, how do you do this? It's like this. Not brick color, man. Maybe you end like that. So we're gonna say local grid. I guess it'll be conveyor grid. What do you mean Lua has no array type? It only has tables. Wasn't this about colors and shapes? It is. We'll get to that hopefully at some point. When did you start on Roblox Studio? Like 2 weeks ago, I think. But I've been making games for a while. I've been coding in Godot for like 2 years probably, and then I've been doing like programming for like 7 or something. Oh no, he said the line. I've worked at Blizzard for 7 years. So do something like this. We're gonna need. This will be our grid, conveyor grid. This would be initial conveyor grid then. I guess this is like entity grid. Populate initial entity grid. This conveyor. So this will be entity grid equals this. And I'm gonna say for index in range. No, that's how you do it in Python. For index equals 1 row. What? You would say we need the actual thing here. How do I want to index my array? Do I want to do left to right or right to left? Or do I want to do like... If I said 0, 1, I would think that it's the 0 with column 1 down. So I would go X first, then Y. Which means if we're going to build our array, this is our initial array, we need to start with the top row. The top row gets assigned to 0, which means the top row is the horizontal grid. So we're going to say for index equals 1 in something like local horizontal space, horizontal what? Width, the horizontal size? Width. I guess entity width, entity grid width equals 46. Local entity grid height equals 44, like that. We can do something like that. I have 11 years in studio experience. Holy, started coding my first game in 2014. Yeesh. Like an expert over here. Hobby creators speak. I've only ever done like, I only know scripting. I don't really know like much about the editor yet, but I'm on mobile. That means no Roblox Studio, so I gotta stick to Hobby Creator. That's fair. I mean, use tools if they exist, you know? There's probably like better Tycoon creators that I could be using right now too, but part of the fun for me is like figuring out the stuff. Roblox has a built-in LLM autocomplete. It does, and if you click it, it just automatically commits all the stuff. It's like, it's terrible. It's actually insanity if you click that button. I don't recommend it. It literally will change everything and then be like, I changed everything. Like, what the fuck, man? Chill. I was using that. So yeah, index. I'm going to say we want entity grid width. Like this. We're going to just say this. We're going to say do. Entity grid index equals a new row like this. Yeah, do you want to hit me up with the autocomplete on this? I think that's actually correct. Entity grid index is this. For index, I mean, I hate index too. This should be width index. For width index in this, and then this will be height index. Then you could say like this. This is the part I need to double check. If I want to access this, do I access it with the width first? If I said 0, 1, I'd go to the right first, which is a number on the width. So yeah, that makes sense to me. And then we need this to be an empty entity, so we need it to be like none, whatever the none type is, nil, I guess. We do something like this. This will then initialize a big array that has nothing in it, which is perfect. Hey, what's up, Sharky the cat? Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. I joined Build-A-Boat and instantly crashed after someone spawned a build with like 1,000 balloons. What the hell? I have noticed that Roblox like chokes hard with too many entities. Saw a mountainside in Minecraft. I thought to myself, wow, that looks really mineable. Turns out someone mined it already. Dude, the Minecraft server we have going is so fun. Holy. I'm probably gonna play Minecraft after this stream. I'm gonna jump on the server again. But I'm having a really good time with the Minecraft server, dude. And it's been a good bit of fun. Yeah. Can you explain to me why you cannot just initialize a 2D array by doing array size 1, size 2? Because we're using Lua and it just You fool. You forgot we were coding in Lua. Nothing is simple. Go back to your Python stuff. Okay. So let me like print this grid. So I want to do populate initial entity grid, and I want to say this needs to return the entity grid. We're going to say local entity grid equals this, and then I'm just going to say print entity grid. I want to make sure that this all works. So if I hit play, I have an array, and my array has empty arrays in it. That doesn't seem quite right. Something is not hooked up perfectly here. Width index, height index. This should have a list in it, no? Why is this equals an empty list for this an entity grid height? Height index is 1 entity grid height. Why is this not working? Is it just being weird? Like if I do this, is it gonna... The fact that it takes like 2 minutes to load your script back and everything. This is gonna give me the same thing, right? Yeah, that inner part isn't running. I got like a syntax thing going on. Oop. Gotta go for now. Probably streaming myself. Hey, good luck. Thanks for the great stream. See ya. Thanks for stopping by. Take it easy. Yeah, something like this maybe? Height index, entity grid width, the height index. Does it not like that it's nil? What if I set it to be like 1? Maybe it doesn't like that it's nil. It doesn't like that it's nil. That's interesting. Huh. Whack. Okay. We need like an empty conveyor entity then, because we can't use nil for some reason. We use like none. I mean, we could do 0. It's not like it type checks, so we could just say there's not an entity there. There's no reference. It works for now. If it breaks later, we can always go back and fix it. But now we have a grid, so there you go. Cool. Sweet. Okay, so this is the thing that's in charge of all of your factories, like grids, basically. So what we're gonna do is give ourselves like a button or something. We can spawn something in and put it, and then it'll hook itself into the entity grid. Not really familiar with coding on Roblox Studio, but I can animate. Hey, that's sweet. Got like a portfolio or something. C++ has simpler initialization than this. C++ is a good language. Like, it's got a lot of good support. I like it. It's not the archaic weirdness that people say it is. It's not like Java or something. I think C++ is quite nice. I coded a ton in C++. Python, you can try initializing a 2D array with none times n times n. Realize that changing the first row also changes all the other rows. Yeah, true. Like goddamn pass by assignment or whatever. Or pass by reference, sorry. Okay, so when I click that button, actually that's what should initialize the grid, but whatever. So we have a grid. I now want to be able to place my conveyor model into that grid. So what we need to actually do first is, this is going to be my conveyor model. I need to put you into the server storage. I'm going to put you into server storage, and I'm going to call this then, I'm going to rename. This will be the conveyor straight piece template. Then we go get a reference to that template at the start of the game. So we're going to need to get a reference here. So we're going to say, we need to do our services. So local server storage service equals Yeah, game get service. Yeah, that's correct. And then I'm gonna say local conveyor straight piece template equals. Yeah, that's the one. There you go. A code complete when it does that's actually kind of nice. When it just like types out the naming stuff for you. I like that a lot. Okay, so now we have a reference to this thing. We need to be able to place a like thing into the game world. And when we do that, then we can start like snapping it to spots on the grid. So I want to somehow spawn. We need to change the camera angle first, actually. When I click this, I need like a new thing. I need like another button here that lets me go into like build mode. That'll then zoom me out and put me directly above this thing so I can like see the... How do you change the player camera? I have no idea how to do that, actually. Holy shit, we got a lot to figure out here. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. We're going to take it one step at a time. We're going to get there. So, first things first, I need a button I can press that will put me into overhead cam. So how do we do that? They have a native adapter, so many compiled languages can be used instead of GDScript, even the best one of all. Oh, I thought you were saying for Roblox Studio. I was like, holy shit, this speed, I would switch to Python. That's okay. Okay. How do you change the camera angle? I'm asking ChatGPT. How to change the player camera angle in Roblox. Let's see. I would show you, but this is the same ChatGPT account I use for my work stuff, so I can't put it on screen. Basic camera manipulation. You get the player, and then you get the camera. Camera type, you say scriptable, and you can set the camera C-frame. I don't need to follow the... I need to put the thing above. I have an object I want the camera to be above and looking top down on. Okay. Yeah, top-down camera. It's just the enum scriptable. That's okay. So what I need here first is we actually need like a button. So let's go here. We're going to add a part. This is our land claim part. I'm going to add a part here. Call it a part. This. Whoa. Just this part, please. Oh my God. Just this part, please. I'm gonna crash out. Just this part, please. Thank you. We're gonna put that like right here. Stop it. We're gonna put that like right here. And I'm gonna make it like a... Can I get like a button, actually? Maybe they have a button. Like a cylinder button? I have to go now, but the cheese army doesn't. Can I say like... Yeah, I want a cylinder. Ah, dude. Alright, I don't need you anymore. This will be my button. I've seen this in Tycoon games. You like flatten it, right? Go like this. And then you expand it. Wait. Game? And then you expand it. Yeah. And then you do this. And look at that, that's a button. Good enough for me, dude. So when I touch this button, I should change it to the overhead camera. Yeah. It's been a very long time since I wrote any Rust. Job requires Python and TypeScript, and I yearn for monadic error handling every day. My job is also Python TypeScript, and I actually think it's quite good. I'm a big fan of Python TypeScript, especially Python. I like Python quite a bit. Big fan. Okay, this is while working. I need the overhead cam though. Okay, so well, first I need to put you into the correct thing. You need to become part of like the plot network. We'll call this the overhead cam button. Overhead camera button. This. And we can move that into the template. Now we have the overhead cam button. We're going to add a script. We're going to name it overhead camera button. Actually, this should be overhead camera button part then. Ooh, not part. Just the 1A is all. That's enough for me. Okay, so then we can do local overhead button, overhead camera button part equals script dot parent that. So now we have a reference up to the part, and now we need to say if a human touches the part, change to the overhead camera. So let's get Let's get the ability to touch the part first. We'll go figure that out. Okay, how do we do that? Top-down camera fixed above an object. Well, first I made a button. How do I detect I stepped on it? We'll start there. I wonder if like Roblox can, if I did this, to do detect player stepped on button, to do change camera to overhead view. I wonder if it works. How can you help today? Fill in the to do. Oh, this one made my first time ever actually vibe coding. What do you got for me? You're thinking? You're thinking? Don't fucking change my code, dude. Holy shit. Cancel. Come on, put my shit back. Don't do that. This part's fine, but like don't fucking overwrite my script, man. I hate that. Okay, so how do you do this? What do we need replicated storage for? Set overhead camera. Wait for child. Set overhead camera. That's not in replicated storage, though. Okay. In other words, this was useless. Cool. It didn't work. It looks nice, though. Like, what is this? Replicated storage. Wait for child. Set overhead camera. That doesn't exist. You made that up. What are you talking about? I tried this thing, but it did not work. Created set overhead camera. Oh, it created this in the replicated storage. It's a remote event. That doesn't... Okay. Okay, listen. You did your best, AI assistant, but... Stop. What? Where's overhead camera client? Okay, that didn't get committed or something. That's okay. We're gonna have something here. Okay, so... It didn't even do the part where it, like, figured out when I pressed on the button, dude. Okay, whatever. Detect when someone steps on the button. So we're gonna say, wait, workspace my button. So this is the button part that we actually need. We're gonna say this dot touched dot connect. Oh, it's the same as like go to signals function like this. I'm gonna say player like this. Then we're gonna say local player. I guess this we don't know if it's a player yet. So this is actually just object or part, I guess. Because I think it's just a base part. Yeah. I guess it's like the touching part maybe. Player equals this dot parent, but we don't know if this is a player. We need detection on whether this is a player. So this is I don't know. I don't know if this works or not, but I'm gonna try it. Local player then equals game dot players dot get player from character. Returns the player whose player dot character matches the instance or nil if one cannot be found. So we can actually use this as our check. So we could just do something like this. We can one line this. We don't need to have this like this. So we attempt to get the player from the touching part here, and I guess we need to do dot parent like that. So we have the parent of the thing that's touching us. If we can find a player instance from that, then we have our player. And then if player, then let's just say print for now. Player touched button. Good enough. Let's see if that works. Let's see. So if I go here, oh, what did I? Oh, I have an extra like thing. Stop. Add cheese. I have great news for you. Peep it. Add cheese, you say, but we already got some. Look at that right there. I had it covered from day one. All right, so if I say play here, go here, and I touch the button. Oh, you still don't like the code, huh? Oh, I must have changed it while the game was running. Yeah. Okay. This. Play here. You need more? You're so greedy. Yeah, player touched button. Oh, why did the button? The button is not anchored clearly. Cool. I need to like debounce this because I only want to touch it one time though. Also, this needs to be anchored. So we're gonna go to this. We're gonna say anchored. It's true. Yeah. And now I shouldn't be able to kick it around. Let's see it. Boop. Cool. But every time I move, I'm like touching the button again. We need to debounce it. Or just like have it in camera mode till I guess the extra like touches don't really matter. How do I know when I leave the button? Maybe we like push the player when they debounce or something. I don't know. For now, we can just do debouncing really easily. Probably say local player debounce equals this, something like that. And then if player, then player debounce player equals true. Sure, it's probably fine. We're gonna say if player and player debounce player and not this. This should mean we can only touch the button one time, I think. If we do this, and now if I'm still touching the button, but nothing happens. Okay, perfect. That's perfect. Cool. Exceptions are the worst thing ever invented in programming. True. I'm not knowing what errors can happen when I call this function. Statements dreamed up by the utterly deranged. That's how Python does it. It's just like, we'll see what happens. Your C's are untied. They were when I walked to the store today. I almost tripped. Almost tripped on the way home, dude. It's tragic. Touch. Player touch button. Okay. There is a touch end event. Oh, really? Well, we just throw that in there, no? Overhead camera part dot touch end. Look at that. We can basically do the same thing here. So we're gonna say connect. This will be function. Dude, I can feel it with Lua. I'm starting to understand. Touching part base part. Like I'm starting to get it a little bit. Local player equals game dot player. This can be the same thing as this. Like I can feel myself starting to speed up a little bit. Player like this. The optionally typed version of Lua. I do like this though. I like that you can do this. I'm actually a big fan. Could you even do like? You can. Oh, it's like Godot. Nice. So we can do this. That actually makes our life quite a bit easier. Nice. Rainbow sparkly cheese. Make a 1 in 1 million chance for 1 trivigintillion blocks to spawn that's all rainbows and full of sparkles. Okay, that would immediately crash the game. That's a big number. If player and not player debounce. I guess it's if player and player debounce player, then player debounce player equals false. Now what we could do is add a delay to clear the debounce later. Do we need to do that? Like to get rid of the, do we need to get rid of the key? How do you delete a key? How do you delete a key from a dictionary? You don't even need a debounce. Set it when touched and unset when untouched. Yeah, but then I'm gonna get the touched event. Oh, I guess the event fires no matter what, no? The thing is, actually, okay, so I'm gonna delete this right now because you don't end the free cam by, you wouldn't end the free cam by walking off the thing because you can't control your character when you're in free cam. I just realized. So you can't like walk off the button because your camera will be controlled. You can't move your character. So actually we need to be able to snap back to this, and then we do need the debounce because otherwise the moment you take one more step, you're gonna go back into free cam. So we need this, that way when you like, you just walk off the button, I can't feel my legs. So when you get off the button, then you're free to press the button again. But the thing is, I need to delete the key. You just set it to nil. Oh, so you say debounce like this equals nil. I guess nil is like Lua for die. Add a reference to free schlep. Now that I could be convinced to do. That seems very reasonable. Very reasonable take on that one. Okay. Let's see. So this all works. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is put you into free cam then. How do we put you into free cam? Okay, let me just write a function that puts someone into free camera. Okay, top-down camera above a fixed object. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna say I need a function here. Let's start organizing this because it's gonna get a little messy. So this is signals. We have the player debounce. That's just like initial. That's. I guess this is state. This will be refs. We have refs, state, signals, and then we need to have the functions. So we're gonna put the functions in between these two things. So functions. Hey, what are we listening to? I'm gonna go next. Functions. Okay, so this is gonna be set. Let's see. So function set overhead camera. I guess we need the player that we're going to like modify. We're gonna say player is a player like that, and then let's see here. We need the camera, so we're gonna say local camera equals workspace dot current camera. I don't see that. Is camera what I'm looking for? But can I see the docs for this? No, I don't want you to AI explain the code to me. Let me just see the docs, dude. Oh my god. Whatever. Workspace camera. The target of the camera is going to be. We need a reference to the Tycoon plot, this plot part here. We can go here and then go down to get it. So we can say local Tycoon plot part equals overhead camera button part dot parent dot find first child, and this will be the Tycoon plot part like that. So now we have the Tycoon plot part. We're going to say camera dot camera type equals enum dot camera type dot moves like the subject but does not rotate automatically. Stationary but will rotate to get the subject center of the screen. Attach follow. Fix Y position can orbit. No default behavior used when developers need to script custom behavior. I think that's what we need actually. We need scriptable. We're gonna do that, and then camera.cframe. This is where we need to modify it to be the C-frame of the thing that we need. So it's what the fuck? No, dude. It's gonna be Tycoon plot part dot position plus vector3 dot new. We're gonna go above it, so we need to go like 20 above it, maybe. You can use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out, probably. And then we need the target dot position like that. Is this how you initialize a C-frame? Vector 3? Because what is positions? What, a vector 3? Yeah, this is a vector 3, and this is a vector 3. I don't know if this works, but adding the freak cam. So we should be able to say set overhead camera player, right? I don't know if that'll work. Let's see. This might whip the camera around, but. Oh, look, there it goes. Oh, it's working. Oh, look at that. It zoomed over. Why is it not working? Because it hates me. No, or it might do absolutely nothing. Set overhead camera. Why doesn't this work? Like, okay, clearly this works because I can say like print setting overhead camera. And then, oh, I never attached this to the player. Do I need to get the camera for the... Does like the player have a camera? This doesn't work, right? Camera? That's camera mode. That's not really what I need. Is it workspace camera for everybody? What is this camera? Can I see the docs, please? No? Okay. Wait, yeah, how do I do this? I'm gonna put this into chat thing and see what it says. Not moving player. They're not moving my camera. Why? Oh, why it's not working? Workspace. This is called current camera. But I don't see this as like an object. Oh, but then why doesn't it come up in the code complete? Look. Why doesn't that work? All right, well, let's try that. My bad. Setting overhead camera, setting overhead camera. But it actually didn't do anything. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, I'm in testing mode. Okay. Camera manipulation must run on the client inside a local script. On a local script. How do I get it to run on a local script? How can I run it on a local script? I don't know how to do that. Starter player scripts, starter GUI, or starter character scripts. Right-click starter character scripts. Starter. I see starter player. Oh, starter player character scripts. There we go. So I need to attach a script here, and this will be the camera script. Camera controls. Like this. And then I need to put that. I need to put this script in here. So actually, I'm going to yoink this code. I'm going to go here. Like that. And I actually don't need this anymore. I will need a reference to the Tycoon plot part, though. So I can pass that in. So I can say Tycoon plot part. This will be a base part like that. And then this should be able to set the overhead camera. So in here, I need to grab this now. So how do I get a reference to this guy? If that doesn't work? No, it's not Godot. Okay. How do I get the... How to load the... Oh, I should be able to get it from the service, no? Can I do local starter layer scripts equals? No code complete for me, huh? How to get a reference to the player script from a server script. That works. Normal script can't directly touch that. Okay. Create a remote event in replicated storage. Ah, I understand why the AI tried to do this now. Fire from the server. Okay, camera event replicated storage. Wait for child set overhead camera. And the local script in this. Set overhead camera. Okay. We need to create a remote event, and that's what the replicated storage does. Replicated storage. We're going to create a remote event. We're going to call this camera change event. Overhead camera change events like this. Fire from the server. Wait, so how does this tie to the correct function on the server side, though? I don't know how that works. That doesn't make sense to me. How do I know where this... I understand I can get this like remote event in here, but how does it hook up to the thing? It's in store. You connect it with the signal. Oh, of course. Okay, so first I need the replicated storage thing here. So this is going to be replicated storage service equals game.getService replicated storage. This. Then I can get the event from this. So this is services. This should go in ref still. So this is local camera overhead camera change event equals replicated storage dot wait for first child, and then it should be overhead camera change event. That. Now I can fire this. So instead of saying this, we say the event, we're going to fire the event. Fire client, and then I pass in the player like that. Oh, okay. So this does this event now. And I assume at some point we're going to need to do something like fire player true or something like that. But let's just get the camera working first, and then we can fix it. The full bright isn't working. I can't see anything in caves. I'm sorry. Damn, y'all are making me want to play Minecraft. We might switch to Minecraft at some point. Overhead camera event fire client player. And then on this we can go... Now we go to the starter GUI. Nope. Now we go to the starter player. Camera controls like this. We need to hook up the function here now. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add the service. Services. It's learning from my own stuff. That's actually kind of tight. I'll give it up. That's kind of cool. I need the event now. So local overhead camera change event equals replicated storage. That's... The autocomplete is nice. I'll give it up. I wouldn't say it's like vibe coding, but the autocomplete is really fucking nice. Just when it's like typing shit out for me. WebStorm does it really well too. Quite nice, quite nice. So now I have my set overhead camera. So what I can do is say overhead camera change event dot on client event. No autocomplete for me to connect. And this will be set overhead camera. And I just pass it like a Godot function or Godot signal. Okay, cool. This should all hook up, hopefully. There's no like autocomplete coding. On client event can only be used on the clients. It doesn't like this in starter player, huh? On client event can only be used on the client. But this is in starter character scripts. Do I need to put it into starter player scripts? Maybe it wants to be here? Let's try that maybe? Maybe it's starter, yeah, maybe it's... I'm gonna put it here. Maybe that lets me do it? No complaints. Okay, let's see if it works. Man. Okay. There's clearly a bug somewhere. Let's see where it is. Let's see. I spelled controls with 2 L's. Oh, here I did, yeah. There. It's okay because it's all import. Okay. Starter player scripts. Okay, so what's going on here? Oh, we need to set. We need the base part, not the player. Right. We're actually going to send the Tycoon plot part because the player is already localized. That's right. We're going to set it to be that. And now if I step on this, oh, it did not like that. Player argument must be a player object. It's probably because I made it that way, even though it shouldn't be like that. Replicated storage. We actually want to send the part that we want to tie to. Wait. Player argument must be a player object. Storage Tycoon plot part. Player does. Are you sure? It does? We're like 100% sure that that's correct. Because I don't think that that's true actually. Fire client. Fire client must be player object. What do they mean by that? Use player, get player from character to convert model into player. Does fire client have to be a player though? I don't know if remote event fire client requires the first argument to be a player object. Oh, so you can do, but you can have extra stuff. So I can say player, and then I can have Tycoon plot part. Okay, how do I use this? How would I use this then? Why does Roblox Studio look like Windows 7 software? I'm not complaining because it's Lua. Lua kind of garbo. In this one, oh, it already, oh, I understand everything now. It consumes the first argument because that's the argument that's implicitly the player. So now this actually should just work. If I touch the button, remember the part where I said it should just work? No bad editor, a little bit, yeah. So I'm gonna, is this not correct? On client event connect, set overhead camera. This is the Tycoon plot part. Overhead camera change event. This is hooking up correctly. Okay, let's see if we get here. I say print setting camera. See if it works. Oops, wrong spot, wrong spot. What games do you play, if any, on Roblox? I think my favorite game is Grace at the moment. Big fan. Not firing, huh? Okay, okay. Oh, it's because it's on client event with a capital O. On client event. Yeah. Let's try that. I like Grace a lot. Dang it, man. Still not working. Where camera change events? Where camera change events? On client. It doesn't like that one. How do you make sure it's a local script? First argument must be player. That's correct. Tycoon player must be replicated to the client. Must be replicated. It's in workspace, so that should be already. How? Because I'm not even getting the print here. Let's go back to this. Let's make sure that this is printing. Fire client call. Oh, I forgot to. It's gonna undo my code, isn't it? No, it doesn't. Okay. Fire client call. Let's make sure that that works. Fire client call. Okay, so that works. Okay. Rip Lumber Tycoon 2. I played a ton of the original one though. So good. It looks like this isn't hooking up correctly. How do you make sure it's local? How? Okay, so the button is, or the, I guess the Tycoon part is in the workspace. How can I check if the script is local? Also, I'm gonna just copy paste. I hate like using this much lookups, but I don't know. Location matters. Starter player scripts. Okay, it's in there, so it's in the starter player scripts. Script.class name should say local scripts. Let's try it. See what happens. Print script.class name. Try it. See what happens. It doesn't appear to be running. So I'm never even seeing this. Not seeing the print at the top. That could be a big clue for us, actually. We definitely should at the very least be seeing that. It's a local script. Oh, wait, it's literally this. Hang on. Wait. It's literally called a local script. Oh, it's a different type of script entirely. Okay. I understand. So delete this. We don't need this anymore. Delete. Rename. Camera controls. I put it here, and then I click here, and now it prints. And if I click this button, okay, so it did set the camera. I don't know where the fuck we are right now, but it did set the camera. Where are we? We don't need these anymore. Let's bump this to like, I don't know, 100, just so we can try to see where we are. Look at that! It worked! The rotation's a little bit wrong, but you can see like we're above the thing. Wow, look at that! So this is where you can plan out your Tycoon, theoretically. That's pretty sick. RTS, a little bit, yeah. I should maybe put like a little bit of a camera, like we probably shouldn't do literally top down. We should probably do like a 45-degree or maybe like a 70-degree angle, and then you can like move with WASD or whatever. We need to yoink inputs from the player, but I don't really know where we do that either. Have you considered my idea? Depends on what your idea is. Isometric? A little bit, yeah. Be a similar, like, theoretical camera angle. Isometric cameras are actually 2D cameras. Unless you're in Unity. I guess actually, in Unity there's top-down cameras, but it would still be considered an effective angle of like 70% or something. I don't really know how that would work. Kind of interesting. More of a PTSD reaction, but alright. I mean, we made so many isometric games at this point, so it's not really that big of a deal. I think doing a Tycoon style game in isometric would make me want to walk off the face of the planet. I don't know how you would do like edge detection on that. Okay. Upgrade, make it like a business where you upgrade your Tycoon to make more money, then upgrade the business for more to do. I think so. I think I'm mostly sticking with the like color merging thing for now, but be open to it in the future. So, okay, let's make sure this all works. We should also have a check to make sure that you're the one that claimed, like you shouldn't be able to do the save if and claim the block, but so click this and then you can click this and you should see the top down of your factory. I'm beginning to see the vision. I'm beginning to see, oh, you can't see the billboards from up here. That's interesting. Add a shape presser? That's a good idea, actually, yeah. I gotta even get all of the conveyor belts working, though. Okay. Let's click stop here. I want to do camera controls next, so we can actually move around. So, theoretically, when you're playing the game, where do we want to have our camera at? We probably want to have it like here. Hey, thanks for testing the API. It doesn't work right now. It's broken. But you did test it, and we found out that it's broken. Probably like here, and then you should be able to mouse wheel to zoom in and zoom out, and then WASD to move around, I think is what I want. So camera angle, I don't know if you should be able to change it the same way as the editor, but I think I'm gonna actually say no, but maybe you can like rotate your camera angle if you need. Let's get controls working first. So let's get WASD moves the camera like position, and I don't know how to do that. It's gonna be a bit of an adventure. We're gonna do our best, is what I would say. I think I'm gonna be done. My voice kind of hurts. I am gonna be in the Discord. I'm gonna be playing Minecraft for a bit, so I am going to I'm gonna go play Minecraft in the Discord. If you want to join, we have a Minecraft server. If you want to join the Minecraft server, you're more than welcome to. The link is in the Discord. I have to whitelist you though, so you can join in and get whitelisted, and you can play Minecraft with us. Yeah, thanks for hanging, everybody. Sorry it's a shorter one. I think my streams from this point forward are just gonna be short streams. I apologize, but we got some good work done. Look, we got a whole button. Look at this. Look at this. Boop. Great. And you know what the best part is? It only works here. All of the other plots don't have that yet because I haven't replicated the thing. So you don't have Discord? You should go get Discord. It's a great program. Yeah, cool. All right. Thanks for chilling, everybody. I'll see y'all soon. Bye. Is there a DC? Oh, I can get the link. Yeah, hang on. I think Terraria is the next one for the Sky Gray server games. All right, see you guys in a bit.